Why young women find older men attractive and how you can be that guy. As a woman matures, there often comes a surprising shift in who she finds attractive. One day, she's into guys her age. The next, she's unexpectedly drawn to someone older. Maybe a friend's dad or one of her dad's friends. It can catch her off guard. She wonders, why am I into him? What's really happening is this. As women grow and experience life, they start craving more than just good looks or fun nights out. They want maturity, stability, and depth, things that younger guys often haven't developed yet. Now, let's be honest, a lot of older men are more drawn to younger women too, and that's great. There's real potential there. But stepping into that space can feel unfamiliar. You might wonder, what do younger women really want in an older man? Don't worry, we've broken it down for you. If you're curious about dating a younger woman or simply want to increase your chances, here are the traits and behaviors that make a difference. 1. Be mature. One of the biggest things that sets older men apart from younger ones is maturity. And no, we're not just talking about paying bills on time or having a job. Real maturity shows in how you handle conversations, emotions, and everyday situations. A younger woman isn't looking for a man she has to mother or correct. She's looking for someone who knows who he is, communicates clearly, and doesn't crumble when life throws a curveball. Being mature also means not being overly clingy or constantly blowing up her phone. Many younger guys lack the self-control to give a woman space. They overshare, overmessage, and overthink. If you can keep your cool and let things breathe, you immediately stand out. Less chasing, more leading. Maturity also means making decisions with confidence, from planning a date to discussing the future. If she feels like she's pulling answers out of you with a crowbar, you're doing it wrong. But if she sees that you're thoughtful and self-aware, she'll feel safer around you. She'll trust you more. Remember, most younger women aren't looking for someone their own age because they're tired of the immaturity. That's your edge. Don't try to act younger to fit in. Instead, lean into the emotional intelligence and experience you've already earned. That's what makes you attractive. 2. Plan real dates. Here's a truth bomb. Effort is sexy. A lot of younger men have no idea how to plan an actual date. They default to Netflix and chill or waiting until the last second to say, "Wanna hang out?" That's where you, as an older man, shine. Your ability to plan, even the simplest things, sets you miles ahead. It doesn't have to be extravagant. You're not auditioning for a romantic comedy. A cozy dinner, a local art show, a weekend hike, or even just grabbing coffee at a charming spot. All of these show thought. They prove that you value her time and want to share something meaningful with her. When a younger woman sees that you've taken the time to think something through, it tells her that you're intentional. It tells her you're not just throwing something together to pass the time. You're giving the date purpose. And in a world full of casual flings, that's rare. Another thing, planning dates signals leadership. You're guiding the experience, not waiting around for her to make all the decisions. That's incredibly attractive. So if you're stepping into the dating world again, especially with younger women, don't underestimate the power of a well-planned evening. It's not about the budget, it's about the thought behind it. And trust me, effort always gets noticed. 3. Be open to commitment. Younger women aren't just dating for fun, at least not most of the time. They're looking ahead. They're thinking about long-term potential, even if they don't always say it out loud. That's why so many of them are drawn to older men, because they assume you're not playing games. They believe you're more likely to be clear about your intentions. That doesn't mean you have to propose on the second date, but it does mean being honest about what you want. If you're open to commitment, say it. If you're not, also say that. Transparency builds trust. And younger women especially value a man who's emotionally mature enough to be real from the beginning. Many older men have already been in serious relationships or marriages. That experience gives you an edge. It shows you understand how to navigate life with someone else. It shows you've learned from the past and are not afraid of emotional depth. On the flip side, if marriage or long-term relationships are off the table for you, be upfront about that too. Don't let her build castles in her mind while you're just along for the ride. That's how people get hurt. Being clear about your relationship goals isn't just respectful, it's attractive. It shows strength, leadership, and confidence. And those are qualities every woman, especially younger ones, is drawn to. 4. Dress to impress. Style speaks before you do. When you walk into a room, your clothes send a message. And for older men, dressing well isn't just about fashion. It's about signaling confidence, self-respect, and attention to detail. Younger women often find themselves drawn to older men who look polished. It tells them you've got your life together. You don't need to wear a tux to the grocery store, but you do need to ditch the dad jeans and tattered sneakers. Invest in a few timeless pieces. A well-fitted blazer, dark jeans that actually fit, clean and stylish shoes, and a solid watch. These small upgrades say a lot. They say you care about yourself and the impression you leave. And it's not about trends, it's about fit, colour, and simplicity. Clean lines, neutral tones, and quality fabrics go a long way. A crisp sweater and a nice watch can make you stand out more than a flashy outfit ever could. Here's the thing, women notice the details, shoes, watches, grooming. It all gets clocked. So when you dress like a man who takes pride in himself, you immediately create intrigue. That's the kind of silent confidence younger women find irresistible. Don't chase youth. Dress like a grown man who owns his presence. That's the vibe that turns heads. 5. Be approachable. You might think your age automatically makes you intimidating, and in some ways it can, especially to younger women. But that doesn't mean you can't be seen as warm, open, and engaging. In fact, the ability to be both strong and approachable is rare, and that's exactly what makes it attractive. Start with a simple tool, your smile. It sounds basic, but smiling makes you more human. It breaks down walls. It says, I'm open. You can talk to me. And trust me, younger women pay attention to body language far more than you realize. Eye contact is another powerful move. Looking someone in the eye during conversation shows you're present, confident, and genuinely listening. That kind of attention is magnetic. It makes a woman feel seen, not just looked at. And watch your posture. Uncross your arms, relax your shoulders, and keep your body open. Closed-off posture gives off, leave me alone energy, even if you don't mean to. Approachability is about balance, being strong without being cold, confident without being cocky. When a younger woman feels like she can start a conversation with you without pressure, the game changes. So smile, stand tall, keep your energy open. Let your presence say, I've lived a little, and I've still got a lot to offer. 6. Show real confidence. Confidence isn't about being loud or showing off. It's a quiet strength. It's how you carry yourself, how you enter a room, and how you make others feel. And younger women? They can smell confidence from across the room, and they love it. When you walk with your shoulders back, head high, and a calm energy, you radiate something most younger men haven't developed yet, grounded self-assurance. You're not trying to prove anything. You've already done the work. That makes you magnetic. Confidence is also about how you speak. Do you talk with certainty? Do you own your opinions without bulldozing others? That balance of strength and humility is extremely attractive. You don't need to brag. In fact, bragging kills mystery. Confidence is knowing you're valuable without needing to be validated. When you dress well, stay fit, speak clearly, and don't chase, that confidence shows without a word. Younger women are often surrounded by guys who are unsure of themselves. That uncertainty creates instability. But you've weathered storms. You know who you are. That calm, collected confidence is exactly what makes you unforgettable. Carry it with you, not for show, but because it's already who you are. 7. Be a good communicator. You want to know what's more attractive than a six-pack or a fancy car? Communication, the ability to express yourself clearly, listen actively, and talk about your thoughts without shutting down. That's rare, especially for younger women who are used to texting games and emotional avoidance. As an older man, this is where you can really shine. You've lived through enough to know that silence doesn't solve problems, and assumptions can destroy connection. So use your words. Be honest, be kind, And don't be afraid to talk about what you want. Listening is a superpower. When you're having a conversation, put your phone down, make eye contact, ask questions, show her that what she's saying matters. This builds trust faster than any fancy dinner. And when conflict comes up, because it will, don't run or blow up. Stay grounded, talk things through. Most arguments stem from miscommunication, not malice. When you can talk calmly and clearly, you show emotional maturity that's incredibly appealing. Bottom line, communicate like a man, not a boy. Speak with purpose, listen with patience, and always aim for clarity over chaos. That kind of maturity builds deep connection. And it's exactly what sets you apart. 8. Avoid clingy behavior. There's nothing wrong with showing interest, but constantly texting her, checking in every hour, or needing reassurance all the time. That's a turnoff, especially for younger women. They want someone who desires them, not someone who's dependent on them. Older men should naturally understand the value of space. You've got your own life, your own priorities. You're not waiting around for her to reply to your message because you're building, living, and growing on your own terms. That's attractive. Clinginess often comes from insecurity, and insecurity makes people feel smothered. You don't have to prove how much you like her with constant attention. Show it through presence, not pressure. When you're okay being on your own, you create room for her to want to be around you instead of feeling obligated. That's a huge difference. A confident man with a life of his own is magnetic. Give her space to miss you. Let the silence work in your favor. Don't chase, lead. Trust that if she's into you, she'll reach out. And if she's not, you move on without drama. Confidence says, I enjoy you, but I don't need to cling to you. That's the kind of man younger women gravitate toward. 9. Display life experience. One of your biggest strengths as an older man is your life experience. You've seen more, done more, and grown through things younger guys haven't even encountered yet. Use that, not as a flex, but as quiet authority. You've likely built a career, made tough decisions, navigated heartbreak, maybe raised kids or run businesses. These things give you depth. They make your conversations richer, your stories more interesting. Your mindset more grounded. You don't need to lecture or come off as a know-it-all. But when you share parts of your journey, the ups and downs, you show that you've lived life with purpose. That's incredibly attractive to a younger woman who's still figuring out who she is and what she wants. Experience also brings emotional control. You don't explode over little things. You don't play games. That kind of stability is rare and deeply reassuring, so embrace it. Don't try to act younger. Be proud of the life you've lived and the lessons you've learned. When you do that, you offer something younger men simply can't: wisdom, presence, and real-world strength. 10. Know your value. This is the final, and maybe most important, point. You must know your worth. Not in an arrogant way, but in a calm, centered, I've got nothing to prove kind of way. Too many older men disqualify themselves around younger women. They think, why would she want someone like me? That mindset is what ruins your chances, not your age. You need to walk into any interaction knowing this. You bring a lot to the table: emotional maturity, stability, life experience, confidence. If she doesn't see that, that's her loss, not yours. Attraction isn't about chasing approval, it's about owning who you are. Carry yourself like a man who knows he's the prize. Let your energy say, I don't compete, I select. When you start valuing yourself, others will do the same. You'll stop chasing, you'll stop trying to impress. Instead, you'll attract effortlessly. Because in the end, it's not about trying to be younger. It's about being the strongest, most authentic version of yourself. And that's what gets the younger women lining up. So, if you've ever doubted whether younger women would be interested in an older man, now you know the truth. It's not about your age. It's about your presence, your mindset, and the way you carry yourself. Women are drawn to men who lead with quiet strength, maturity, and confidence. Apply these tips. Own your value and step into the dating world like the man you've become, not the boy you once were. If you found this video helpful, give it a like, drop a comment below, and don't forget to subscribe for more content that helps you level up in love and life. This is Olivia Rose, where masculinity meets mastery. See you in the next one.